So there was one point this offseason where it seemed like Mike Hilton was going to go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Couldn't think of the team for a second. There was a contract reported that he was going to go there for, and well, now it seems like he's not. I don't know if he didn't pass a physical. I don't know what's going on with him, but it has been very quiet other than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers reports about him. And now he might go and join the Tennessee Titans. So like, it was like nothing about Mike Hilton. Then randomly, he's going to be a Buck. Okay, cool. Awesome. Wish him the best of luck. Then it was like nothing about him. Well, now he's going to potentially join the Titans. I feel like the next bit of information we're going to get is that Mike Hilton is going to come back to the Bengals. I feel like that's the next information we're about to get at this moment in time, because it is such a quietness when it comes to Mike Hilton. Now, Mike Hilton, again, great in run support, great tackler, really good at a lot of things. His biggest issue, I would say, is coverage. He's not like he used to be. He's not as good of a coverage corner as he used to be. He gets exposed a lot in coverage. I would say if I had to choose between Mike Hilton or Cheeto, I'd choose Mike Hilton within seconds, as Mike Hilton is that good in run defense that we can utilize him a lot as a slot corner slash great at tackling slash great at, shutting down the run. So if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely choose Mike Hilton. I would not mind bringing Mike Hilton back for the correct price tag, but I definitely will say, because now we're moving Dax Hill to the slot, he would get a lot less playtime. He really would. And I think I want to see what Dax can be in the slot and develop into in the slot, being as young as he is, rather than seeing Mike Hilton get more playtime, which I don't think is fair to Mike Hilton. So I'd rather see him go somewhere else at this point, because I think it would be a better spot for Mike Hilton, and he would also get paid more money. So that's kind of how I look at the whole Mike Hilton situation. I wouldn't mind bringing him back, but I think there is a situation where it's kind of more, that's more me being kind of like greedy and selfish of it, because I feel like he wouldn't be in the best situation for him. Tennessee would be a great spot for Mike Hilton. He would play under Brian Callahan as head coach. Titans always have a good defense. They usually have good secondary, safety-wise, so they could help out Mike Hilton, a little bit older, help him out with coverage ability and having someone in the back end to be able to cover better. I think that definitely something where we struggled last year with was our coverage ability at the safety position. We saw Jordan Battle, who I love Jordan Battle, but he also kind of is in the same boat there. He's not the greatest at coverage. He's not the fastest guy either, but Jordan Battle's really good in run support, and he's really, in all honesty, as I've said many times on the channel, I wish that we would just move Jordan Battle to middle linebacker or outside linebacker and utilize him in the correct way, kind of how Isaiah Simmons, when he got drafted, he was a safety, and then they moved him to middle linebacker because they realized, wow, Isaiah Simmons, he's not the best coverage guy, but he's okay. He's not the fastest guy, but he's good. But he's really good at tackling, and he's really good at shutting down the run. So instead of making him safety where he has to go out and cover people deep, why not instead make him a linebacker? He converts to middle linebacker. He does great. I think it was Isaiah Buchanan for the Cardinals back in the day. He did the same thing. He was a safety. He converts to linebacker because he realized, wow, I can tackle, and if I bulk up a little bit, I can really go toe-to-toe with a lot of these guys. And instead of covering wide receivers or having to cover deep, I can just go against tight ends or underneath routes, and I can do a really good job. And I think that's what Jordan Battle eventually, we're hopefully going to convert him to. I think that's really where we're going to see Mike Hilton we're never going to see him convert to a linebacker unless he really bulks up. But that's what we'll probably see with Jordan Battle in the end, is convert to linebacker. And we didn't have that back end support to help out Mike Hilton if the guy got past him. So that's something where I feel like Tennessee would be a better landing spot. So I'm trying to look at like what I believe would be the best spot for him. And I think the best spot for him would be there. I don't know, though. Again, like I said, it depends. If he is cheap enough and he understands the situation, I would love to bring him back. But we have a whole new defense now without Golden. It's a whole new defense he's going to have to learn, which I think he's way, up for it. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. Like, again, everything's on the table, right? Everything's on the table still. If we think about bringing him back, why not? Other guys that has been floated as ideas for us is Calais Campbell, which I really would not mind. I know he's 37, 38 years old. I know he's old, but if you get him for the correct price tag, I would not mind Calais Campbell. I think Calais Campbell could be a sneaky good ad. He brings veteran leadership. He can help out our defensive line. And in all honesty, he still has it, man. He's still got like 5 sacks last year, 5.5 sacks. The guy can still go, okay? He can still rush and do a pretty damn good job. Other guys, I've seen Stephon Gilmore. They've been talking about, I don't think we're going to sign him. I wouldn't mind a veteran corner, but not Stephon Gilmore personally. Other than that, again, I'm thinking about outside. Von Miller has been rumored to us as well. I don't think we're going to get Von Miller. I'm okay with any offensive guard, by the way. I don't care who it is. But yeah, other than that, it's been kind of crickets on who I think we should go after. But again, like I said, listen, at the end of the day, there isn't a free agent I look at on the waiver wire outside of guard, because I know a lot of guards I like. Please, Bengals, get a guard. Outside of that, there isn't really too many players I look at on free agency and I go, oh, I want this guy so bad. I want this guy so bad. Keenan Allen is another guy people have talked about with us. And I know, like, we don't need another wide receiver. I agree with that. But if he did want to come here for the cheapest price possible just to play with the best quarterback in the NFL, he would not be a bad slot receiver. Like, on a real note, you could do worse than Keenan Allen in the slot. He is too slow, though. I feel like he's too slow for a slot receiver, but you could do worse. You really could do worse. The problem is our slot receiver / wide receiver 3 is really Mike Gesicki, so I don't think they would even do that. But again, like I said, you could do worse. And I'm going to continue to say, what if? What if we did it? Who would say no? Just saying.